The person who annoys you most might turn out to be exactly who you need. And the one who tells you what you want to hear might be lying to your face. That's basically the plot of one of the most famous love stories in English literature. Stick with this one, because by the end, you might rethink the last snap judgment you made about somebody. Introduction. Small English village, early 1800s. Nothing much happens here until a piece of gossip lands. A wealthy young bachelor has just moved into the neighborhood. That's it. That's what sets the whole story moving. This is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, and it's about love, money, family, and how badly a first impression can mislead you. Meet the Bennets. The Bennets have 5 daughters and no son. Under the inheritance laws of the time, that means the family estate goes to a distant male cousin the moment Mr. Bennet dies. So Mrs. Bennet has one job: get her daughters married, and married well. Then Mr. Bingley moves in nearby, cheerful and rich, renting the big estate in the area. He brings a friend, Mr. Darcy, who is tall, wealthy, and barely talks. At the local ball, Bingley falls for the eldest Bennet daughter, Jane, almost on sight. Darcy says almost nothing all night. He won't even dance with Elizabeth Bennet, Jane's sharp, quick-tongued younger sister. And Elizabeth overhears him call her tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me. She does not forget that line. Neither will you. First impressions and why they're wrong. Elizabeth decides right there that Darcy is arrogant. Fair enough. Meanwhile, Darcy is noticing something he didn't expect. He's drawn to her. Her wit, her confidence, the fact that she isn't remotely impressed by his money. Then Elizabeth meets Mr. Wickham, a charming officer who tells her Darcy cheated him out of an inheritance. She believes him instantly, because it confirms exactly what she already thinks of Darcy. Once you've decided someone is a certain way, everything they do gets filed as proof. The proposal that goes wrong. Darcy proposes to Elizabeth. It comes out badly. He tells her he loves her despite her low social standing and her embarrassing family, which is not exactly how you win someone over. She turns him down flat and lists her reasons: his arrogance, the way he talked Bingley out of pursuing Jane, and what he supposedly did to Wickham. Darcy is stunned, but instead of walking off, he writes her a long letter. Wickham, he explains, is the dishonest one, a man with a long history of debt and manipulation. And yes, he discouraged Bingley from Jane, but only because he genuinely believed she wasn't serious about him. Elizabeth reads the letter once and dismisses it. Then she reads it again, and again. Slowly, it sinks in. She judged Darcy off a first impression and a stranger's sob story, exactly the way she would hate to be judged herself. Seeing people differently later, Elizabeth visits Darcy's estate, Pemberley, not expecting him to be there. He is, and this time she sees a different man. Warm to his staff, generous with his sister, quietly decent in ways he never advertised to anyone. Some people just don't perform their good qualities. You only see them when nobody's watching. Around this time, Elizabeth's youngest sister, Lydia, runs off with Wickham without marrying him, which could have wrecked the family's reputation for good. Darcy tracks them down, pays off Wickham's debts, and arranges the wedding himself without telling anyone. He isn't looking for credit. When Elizabeth finds out, that's what changes things for her. It isn't a grand romantic gesture. It's a man doing the right thing when nobody was watching. Hyapthuv. The second time around, Bingley comes back and proposes to Jane, who says yes. Darcy proposes to Elizabeth again, this time without the arrogance, and she accepts too. Wrap-up. The title says it all. Pride made Darcy come across as cold. Prejudice made Elizabeth assume the worst about him, and the best about a man who didn't deserve it. Austen is warning us about snap judgments. The person who annoys you might be worth knowing, and the charming one might be hiding something. Underneath it all, this is a story about two stubborn people brave enough to say, "I was wrong about you," and mean it. That might be the most romantic line in the whole book.